I don't know what's up with the camera thing. It just suddenly decided to go pinhole on me. But before we get into the little science bit here, a little unboxing. Pretty sure the glare there is not going to show anything. All right. Just scratch another thing off of the watch list and the search thing. Although, actually, I'm going to keep that search going because there's other things of this nature. Yeah, but damn it off. Of course. Now when I go, that's when the phone starts going nuts. That little something that I've been after for a little while here. I got to turn this thing off. What the frick? Come on. Yeah, the stupid group chat goes freaking nuts. Just I'm about to go live. All right. All right. Anyway, I picked these up a while ago. These are the old Star Trek Viewmaster thing from the episode The Omega Glory. The reels are in perfect condition. They haven't faded at all. But it didn't have the envelope. Now, granted, this envelope is a little faded. But it is the envelope. And the little storybook inside. Little thing here. That goes inside there. And the internal envelope. The reels in here are not in great shape. Which is fine. I don't need, I'm not concerned about that. And in fact, there's all the little loose frames that have come through. They will go in the bag over here. So it's a little mix and match time. And actually, I got more than just the... I combined all the... You got the Star Trek ones, and I think there's also a couple of Batman ones in here. Oh, there's one that just sample came with the Viewmaster. Then a couple of Superman ones, and a Batman one from back in the day. So put those aside here. Put these in here. Put the little booklet back together because it's kind of come undone from the cover piece. Come on, open you. God. Come on, Weasel. There we are. There we go. That and that. And these in here. These will go in this baggie. And will be secured somewhere. I'll just put it back in the desk for now. So there I have one intact Star Trek Viewmaster set. And then we got... Whoops, I just realized there's still in the envelope. Hold on. Not quite done yet. No, and actually, this thing here with all the loose frames in there and all that stuff, it's actually kind of, because I always wanted to kind of tear one apart to get all the individual frames and scan them somehow. And what I've seen, these set also have not faded. So the pictures themselves are fine. Just the reels have split. I think they're falling out. And I'm also going to put these in there too. That goes like that. And these go in the envelope where they're needed. And there we have, again, an intact Star Trek Viewmaster set from, this would have been 1968, yeah. And then that up. And that's sealed up. You'll go in here. Would it be relatively safe? Okay. Now, on with the show. Because, again, all the past activities been kind of starting to think this is a bigger issue than just one person. This is a growing problem and a very misunderstood issue. If people think, and people who pretend they have an agenda push, saying, "Oh, you're going, some confused girl, get her to just go on testosterone. Yeah, your voice will go a little lower." No, it's a lot more than that. A hell of a lot more than that. So I figured, as a public service, let's go through what we can figure. And instead of just rallying us, that they can you just need this fat. No, this is I got the sources listed down below of what I'm about to go through here. So let's start off with just what is testosterone and what does it do? Now let's start off with something from Genetic Engineering and Biotechnology Health. These guys get into it here. How testosterone and linked to other, various metabolic disorders and cancer, both sexes, but there's differences. For instance, having genetically higher testosterone levels, it increases the risk of metabolic diseases such as type 2 diabetes in women, but reduces the risk in men. So if you're, if you're a guy, you've got type 2 diabetes, maybe you need some, testosterone levels might help that. Women, don't. You're signing up for it. About the, because it's just because testosterone is a carcinogen, okay, especially in women, because it'll it's a higher levels increased risk of breast and endometrial cancers. That's down below. Women and prostate cancer in men. So there is a downside on guys here. It's not just no. That's for men. How to prevent it? There are ways to get around getting prostate cancer in guys, and it usually involves a very simple step we've been doing since onset of puberty. It's like just be clean up afterwards. But it keeps things at bay. It flushes out the crap that starts about to go bad. But yeah, it's like because yes, we all have varying levels of testosterone and estrogen. Both sexes have it. The difference is the levels and the relative levels in each sex, and are we equipped to handle it? Men can handle high levels of testosterone. Women cannot. They're not built that way. And let's see. Because like saying with diabetes, in men it decreases the chance of diabetes because I think because he built up the muscle and burn out the sugar, that takes care of the stuff. Whereas women, they're not built that way. Yeah, that's another thing you need to realize. Men and women, if it wasn't for the fact we need each other for reproduction, are virtually two different species. Okay, we have not a lot in common on many levels. Well, let's see. The problem is there's not a lot of research on this because it's only recently these problems are coming up and someone's willing to look into it. So let's go into here and again, these links are all down below. Don't have to take my word for it. Read it for yourself. A lot of it's going into you. Let's say randomized controlled trials have demonstrated benefits of testosterone therapy on sexual functions, lean mass, muscle strength, and bone mineral density, along with reductions in whole body and intra-abdominal fat. These effects on body composition should predict. In contrast, the investigator noted testosterone is known to promote the growth and metastasis of prostate cancers, while observational studies have suggested that testosterone replacement therapy may also increase susceptibility to future prostate cancer. However, given the largest of child testosterone have too few cases of incident due to cardiovascular disease or prostate cancer, provide information. Yeah. Similarly, women, experimental evidence of testosterone administration is insufficient to confirm the apparent metabolic health. But it's like, you don't want to play with this stuff, okay? There's still so much unknown, but what is known, it's like not good. And also, you better, think about, these cases that come up. Like, are you some kind of superhuman that I'll stand up to that? No, you're messing around with your biology. You are rewiring your biology to get into this crap. So it's like, did I even bother sharing this? No, I didn't. And it started, one of the things I keep forgetting to do. But here we go. Let's get this up here, though. Like I said, it's, like I said, you start pumping stuff you're normally not supposed to have in your body, and things happen. When it's drugs, you start playing around with your brain chemistry and all kinds of, and suddenly the walls are bleeding, and your stuffed animals are talking to you, demanding answers, or suddenly you have energy you didn't have before, or don't have the energy you thought you had. Neil Young got not sort of a Grammy nomination, but he was stoned. He couldn't get excited about it. He wanted to help Adele, but he couldn't get it. So that's when he stopped doing or cutting back. Because he found, this stuff, great news. He wanted to get excited. He wanted to rip around and shout and holler. And all you do is sit there. And okay, that's it. I'm getting off this shit. This is too. And he's a pothead from the back in the days. I was like, But yeah, it's like, it's a cancer. Testosterone is a carcinogen, guys. So it's like, don't mess around with it. And let's see. Let's move on here. Here's another study from, let's see. Again, remember to share the screen. Going on down here. From News Medical Life Sciences. High testosterone in women ups risk for cancer, diabetes, and metabolic disease. Okay, let's see going on here. There's a higher link to metabolic disease, diabetes, cancer, and heightened risk of developing type 2 diabetes by 37%. That's not insignificant. Whereas men, a reduction of type 2 by 14%. And 51% increased risk of polycystic ovary symptoms. They're, the high level testosterone does not like the lady parts, and it starts screwing around with it. So it's kind of, frequently it's like these trans people go on testosterone treatment, and another thing is it's a stimulant. It's a major, it screwed your mind. You're basically, high. You think you can take on the fucking world? You got, the Gretchen and etc. This is trans joy, while it's killing you. It's screwing around with your stuff downstairs. And that's the real cool thing. I'm get to a little later. It's like, increases your sex drive, but also screws up your genitals to the point where it's painful and actually injurious to engage in sex. The ultimate case of blue balls. It's like, guys, it's like basically, imagine every time you jacked off, you end up shooting out blood and it hurt like hell. But you really got to go. It's like, how bad do you need that orgasm? You're going to risk hemorrhaging. That sort of thing. Like I said, our findings that genetically higher testosterone levels increase the risk of PCOS in women is important. Understanding the role of testosterone in the origin of this common disorder rather than simply a consequence of this condition. Likewise, in men, testosterone-reducing therapy are widely used to treat prostate cancer, but until now, it's uncertain whether lower testosterone levels are also protective against developing prostate cancer. Our findings show how great that basically shows a lot of them who really don't know what the hell's going on. So generally, in cases like where you don't really know what, probably best thing for everyone involved, back the hell off. And especially when we're playing with people's lives here. This is not smart. That's it. Metabolic disease, also known as metabolic syndrome, is an umbrella term for a cluster of conditions that occur together, increasing the risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and stroke. Common conditions present excess body fat, especially around the waist, elevated blood pressure, high blood pressure, triglyceride levels. So this is not stuff to play with. Let's move on to the next one here. And this one is from the Mayo Clinic. It's going to vaginal atrophy, which is a common side effect of going on the testosterone, because the testosterone, again, doesn't like the lady bits. It'll start shutting things down. It'll start screwing the ovaries and everything and shutting down periods in not a good way. And vaginal atrophy is it's like thinning, drying, inflammation of the vaginal walls may occur when your body has less estrogen, or at least relatively less estrogen. Vaginal atrophy occurs most often at the menopause, which is what you're inducing basically when you start cranking up the testosterone. And it makes intercourse painful and also leads to distressing urinary symptoms. And let's see, the general symptoms here: vaginal dryness, burning, discharge, genital itching, burning while urination. Yeah, basically feel like you got the clap. Urgency with urination means you really got to go and it's really going to hurt. Frequent urination, you're going to do it a lot. Recurrent UTIs, you love those. Incontinence, ready to start wearing diapers again. Light bleeding after intercourse, discomfort, is decreased vaginal lubrication, shortening and tightening of the vaginal. Think about the biggest you've taken so far, and realize that now you won't be able to take it. In fact, if you do try it, you will injure yourself rather badly. And again, it's like, and the cruel thing is this is happening while your libido is shooting up. So it's like, how badly do you need to go? Yeah. How badly do you need it? Here we go, a little thing here from National Library of Medicine going into this. And again, thinning of the vaginal epithelium and decreased cervical secretions, close to the changes in estrogen levels. Again, I think cranking up the the testosterone levels like be relatively low thing. It's like the body does not like imbalance. And when you're cranking up this thing, then it's okay. We're out of whack here, so it's a biological fight going on. But this is mainly for inside baseball thing for doctors. Okay, this treatment's usually after menopause type of thing, but but you got urinary tract infections, all that. Like I said, get a situation like this going, and better get used to lots of lube and smaller toys. If your partner is hung like a horse, guess what? Forget going that way. Let's move on to the next one here. There's one that, it also causes insulin resistance, which means you're going to start porking out. Like, if you're in shape, better stay in shape, because you won't be long if you start going on this crap. You'll get the old stereotypical beer belly. Probably lose whatever ass you might have. And it also happens, with going on the pill or something for hormonal birth control. But it's like, Nothing on this, I think, would be desirable. Okay. Now, here's a fun one. This is from the NHS, National Health Service in the UK. This can be caused by, because, erythrocytosis, also known as polycythemia. Hardcore Star Trek fans are from the term xenopolycythemia. It's what Dr. McCoy had, and for the world is hollow and I've touched the sky. Yeah, real condition. They put the xeno on there to make sure it's alien. It's from out there. But high concentration of red blood cells in your blood makes it thicker. For testosterone, that's what enables guys to go above and beyond and haul that 80-pound pack up that steep hill and kill the bad guys and not blow down because it's no Lance Armstrong, busted for a blood doctor. He would donate a couple of pints of his own blood, have it on storage, and then the day of the race inject a blood, so lots of red blood cells in there, so he's getting lots of oxygen service, and it's so that's how he's winning those races. It wasn't steroids. It was blood, blood stock, stocking of blood. And there is the thing, because it does mean you got thicker blood, which can clot and cause problems that way, heart attack, stroke, yada yada. Well, yeah, here's some of the things, headaches, blurred vision, red skin, and the thing, kind of rotation of time, tired, high blood pressure, dizziness, discomfort in the tummy, confusion, bleeding problems, nosebleeds, bruising, gout. Nice old, 18th century disease come back, itchy skin, especially after a bath or shower. And yes, blood clots, pulmonary embolism, deep. My wife can tell you all about it. That's how she had a stroke, because started getting blood clots, and also found she had a little hole in her water. Normally, the lungs clear out a lot of blood clots, but sometimes one gets by. In this case, there was a small little, birth defect, undiagnosed hole in between the chambers of the heart, so it bypassed the lungs, went right up to the brain, and that was not a situation I ever wish to relive. Okay. Sitting there watching half her, one stone, just out and out of it, managed to get her out of it, and then watch half her face start sliding down. If I hadn't gotten that aspirin down her inside of a couple minutes, it would have been permanent. But I managed to clear it up for the most part. But there's still some lingering effects, but kept it from being a major permanent thing. But this is the symptoms, pulmonary embolism. But it's got a lot of it's inside baseball stuff here. So these are very clinical studies here that I'm going through. And this one, how to manage polycythemia caused by testosterone replacement therapy. And a good thing, how to identify it, what do you do? Why are you getting it, type of thing? Sure. Yeah, you might, have to, find yourself donating blood all the time, assuming you're allowed to, because now they got so many requirements, what can you donate or can't you? Because I can't donate because I was in England during the 80s. Mad cow disease is going nuts. Doesn't matter that, where I was, no, they weren't feeding that to the cows out in East Anglia. They were being fish meal more than anything. But they don't care if you're a vegetarian. If you're in Great Britain during this period between 80 and 90, they don't want your blood. So, okay, fine. And you can't guilt trip me into doing it. But another thing here. Move on to the next one here. Yeah, back again to the insulin sensitivity in transgendered men. This is specifically about, trans folks. I'm really beginning to sick and tired of it. Assigned female. No, you're not you're born a girl or born a boy. Like the kid in kindergarten cop. Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. It is not assigned, it is observed. And it's determined at conception. So I'm getting sick of that nonsense. I'm going through a lot of that. But yeah. Increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes. They got a lot of this early days study wise, but they're still trying to figure out a lot of this crap. And here's another one. The study showing risk factor blood clots occurring more than 10% of transgender men using testosterone. Again, that's part, the polycythemia thing where you're cranking out the blood cells, red blood cells like they're going out when you don't really need them, and they have nowhere to go, and they tend to clot. So how do you feel like having a stroke before you're 40? And again, like the cruel pit. Yeah, your libido goes up, but it hurts for a number of reasons. One, you're screwing around with your innards down there. Also, the clitoral growth thing. It starts shooting up because it's trying to become a penis. It doesn't, but it starts growing to point. It's no longer. It's no longer. You got to dig for it. Now it's like blank. There it is, and it's going to be rubbing against everything, and it's far more sensitive than a penis. So, how do you feel about constant pain down below? Because it's constantly rubbing against things, and it's not feeling good. It's like and to the point where it kind of required a bit of a hysterectomy because things are going so screwy. The chat with Buck Angel about this with this poor schmuck. It was just pain and everything, and it just kept every time it's like longer and longer for the pain to die down. To the point it's like you just wouldn't initiate anything. Eventually, just wait until going to bed, and start it in bed, then you just fall asleep and ignore the pain that way. But but the comment section is the fun part. Moving on here, another issue. Fibromyalgia apparently occurs more in female than males. And I think a lot of this is also, again, testosterone does screwy things to your system, especially if you're not used to it. It starts trying to rewrite your biology, changing the muscles and playing with the bones. And you basically start screwing up your joints and your muscles, and you're not built for it. It's gonna hurt nonstop. You can be laying there doing nothing. It'll hurt. You got to move. It'll hurt. Next thing, permanent state of having the flu. Recovery from activity is impaired, and there are widespread muscles and aches and pains, as well as general physical malaise and fatigue. You just want to lay there and just The common areas of pain are neck and upper back, shoulders, hips, and knees, basically everywhere. It'll be easier to nail down what doesn't hurt. Okay. In general, it's usually neurological in origin, but a lot there's just certain things start inflammations start, and when you're screwing around with something that will induce growth in your joints and muscles, and it starts trying to rearrange your bones, it's like, guess what? It hurts. And we got a kind of a really inside thing about pelvic pain in transgender people using testosterone therapy, but that thing, you're rearranging your bone system. And I have to talk about the vocal cords. Some of it try and soft sell. Oh, it's not bullshit. It's not permanent. I can get a small laundry list of girls right now who are on it and destroyed their voices. Because what it does, what they all agree is that it lengthens and thickens the vocal cords, the vocal folds in here, and that's permanent. Because you're stretching out the thing. A woman's throat is not built for a large man's vocal larynx. And it starts stretching and crushing bits of it and then stretching out the thing. And basically, because a large part, like if you value your singing voice, that is mainly control over your vocal cords. And it's something that needs to be practiced. Garth Brooks, when he took about a year off, he apparently wasn't doing much singing at all because he started coming back. He did not sound good. It took a while to get back up to snuff for his singing voice, where he could really do anything. I mean, he got back up there now. It's like, muscle memory for the most part, but he was out for, and he was just, that does not sound like Garth. And again, if you're in a situation where you pride yourself in your singing voice and you go on this crap, kiss that goodbye. Because any control you had over that is gone because they've stretched them out beyond recognition. And I heard a lot of cases where it is now hard to talk. It's impossible to sing because you have no control over these new vocal cords that are stretched beyond what you're used to. Kat Cattinson, she was, singer. She was a singer before she went on, and she had to relearn. I think she's now an alto. She was a soprano before, and she's managed to reach it because she wasn't on long. A lot of them, it even doesn't, but it doesn't take long. Another one, I'm following Jade Martin. She can't even. It hurts to talk. She's tried singing, and it's just wearing her out. Trying to get, she won't even sing in front of Prisha Mosley. She was an operatic soprano. She was going to be a famous singer. Went on testosterone, gone. She doesn't even like singing in the car by herself. It's because her voice is destroyed. And Ryan Barnes, she's she can sing the hell out of a Josh Turner song. That's bass. Okay. She had a fairly high voice before, and now she's trying to raise money for corrective surgery. I mean, it won't get her old voice back, but it'll get an approximation of it. Because right now, she's doing the little trans voice, trying to get up a little high, but it's still, when she's not doing it, it's still down around my level. So yeah, if you value your singing voice, kids, don't. Okay, even if you're on it for just a little while. These changes are permanent. It is damage. It is permanent damage to your vocal cords, in the voice box. And of course, there's also the fun and games of body hair all over the place. If you like being hair, if you don't mind, mind the fur ball hair here. But if you're one of those that doesn't like body hair anyway, well, get ready to start shaving everywhere. Like girls, you're no longer doing just, the pubic area and the legs and the pits. Now it's going to be arms, back, face, neck. It's, when I do this is largely laziness, because I don't like running a lawnmower on my face every damn day. I'll do it when it starts getting in the way. This is starting to get in the way. When the mustache starts getting caught on the Coke thing, it's time to chop it back. But then I'm a guy. I get furry. It's normal. And again, if you're one of those that doesn't like body hair in the first place, you really don't want to go on this stuff, okay? It is not for everyone, okay? It's only for boys. Sorry. So yeah, if anybody's planning on doing this, you need to ask a question. So, again, getting beyond, I'm a boy. I'm a whatever. Start going through a checklist here. What are the physical aspects you like right now of yourself? If you don't want the body hair, the deep voice, the hyper aggressiveness, then don't. Okay, don't let anyone push you into it. Okay, because you're going to get all these features you don't want. You get a whole shitload of shit that is going to kill you. That they like to, again, are you some kind of Kryptonian superhero? You can just brush this shit off? If you've got a few issues already normally, like, allergies or whatever, like, you're signed up for a death slot right here if you go on this stuff. And anybody tries to say, you just get a deeper voice. No, it's not just a deeper voice. It's a deeper voice because you destroyed your vocal cords. So yeah, if you like your voice as it is, don't. Absolutely do not. You're kind of running the risk if the doctor's giving you some kind of testosterone gel. Even that can have some effects. Like, that's enough to throw your mood off. Like the story I keep telling about when Kid Sis was on that testosterone gel thing for some, mainly treatment and injury, because she had hit, and that was enough to, put her on the edge of a roid rage one day. When we were just at Walmart loading the van up with groceries, and I just grabbed a bag the wrong way. And again, she looked at me like she was going to rip my kidneys out through my nostrils. And I noticed it, and she noticed it and scared herself. And I meant, yep, the testosterone's kicking in. Yeah, it's kind of a takes one to know one, because, we grew up with this shit, okay? We generally learned how to control these urges of wanting to kill somebody for no reason whatsoever. In light of how girls fight anyway, there's a reason why it's called a cat fight when they go out. What do you think would happen if one of them is on high doses of testosterone? Somebody's going to die, okay? Or at least wind up in the hospital. Because it go beyond just, yanking the hair and, clawing them. Again, when a girl's ramming your head into the sidewalk, it hurts like hell. Whether a girl hopped up on testosterone and added, then you're probably fatal injury there. So no, don't even mess with this stuff, okay? Dress how you like, chop your hair off, dress as the lumberjack, and call yourself Mel. I don't give a shit, but my old mantra and this sort of thing is don't do something stupid and irreversible over what is essentially a personality disorder you can get over in about a year or so. Because, this is how you feel now. How are you going to feel in 6 months when it's not what everyone's selling it to be? When it begins to dawn on you that really being a guy in this society kind of sucks. You're better off as a girl. Because girls got all kinds of, people opening doors for you, being nicer to you. Okay. Ladies' night, that's right. At a bar. Yeah. It's like, you really want to give up? Yeah. How much do you really want, Or is it a displaced sense of maybe body dysmorphia? Like you don't like a certain part, but you like all the rest other things, that come with it. Then maybe, how about dial it back a little bit and focus on dealing with beginning to like or at least live with that certain part you don't like. Like, don't automatically translate to say, you don't like your tits. Well, one, show me a woman who doesn't have a love-hate relationship with her tits at one point or another. Okay. They're big lumps that get in the way half the time. Or if you're small tits, when you want bigger ones, they're not the size you want. Nobody's happy. Okay. That apparently is just a part of being a woman, being a girl, hating your tits. That does not make you a boy, though. Okay. Everything's being hyper up to the thing that you, therefore, skip, go A, B, and then skip all the way down to Q. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff in between that you need to look at before you decide to, no, I'm a boy. No, you're not. Because you're not doing all the things that usually, because again, transsexual used to be a diagnosis, it still is kind of a hard diagnosis. You got to go through a lot of hoops to get seriously diagnosed for, and then starting some treatments. And even then, the surgery is the most extreme thing. There's even some who are confirmed medically diagnosed transsexuals who still, no, you're not suitable for the surgery or therapy. Just you're gonna have to live with this, It's not something you really can work up on your own. If you've got a laundry list of anxiety disorders to begin with, you're the least qualified person on the planet to diagnose yourself. Realize that first off. Because this sort of thing is like very critical analysis. And if you're already compromised in that respect, you shouldn't be diagnosing shit. Okay. Keep it to whether or not the chicken is ready. Okay. Don't try and figure out your own mind when it's your mind doing the figuring out. You're going to get a questionable result no matter what. Whether you diagnose yourself as trans or you're I'm fine. You're not the judge. You need a third party looking in on this, okay? You need an objective reality, and nobody should be just blindly affirming shit either. Because again, we're not professional either on this thing. You say your butt. No. Someone declares themselves Napoleon, they get locked up, but they declare themselves the opposite sex. Oh, that's fine. Why? How is one different than the other? We got situations of people declaring themselves, they identify as handicapped and they want their legs chopped off. There's nothing wrong with they can run run a 440, but they identify as handicapped. They want to get a wheelchair. Again, why is one a blatant, obvious mental disorder and the other one is just fine? Somebody's pushing an agenda here, frankly, in my opinion. They're trying to totally upend society by going the back door, going to the bedroom. But that's another issue. I'm just trying to, it's like, folks, if you're looking at doing kid, if you're looking at doing this, don't. There is no good side to it. All it does is screw up your health permanently in a lot of cases. It's like, another thing they don't mention, male pattern baldness. Are you ready for getting stuff back here and going bye-bye up here? And again, it's like going off of the stuff. Okay, that not got to, too much damage done. It might start to come back a little bit, but it's never going to be the way it was. And if you got kind of thin hair, fine hair to begin with, you're fucked. Yep. So kids, don't even really. It's not worth it. It is seriously not what little you might get a benefit in like muscle gain, but you're screwing up your blood, your cardiovascular system, your skeletal structure, all because you want. There are other ways to get muscle mass than screwing up your physiology. Eating more meat and working out will probably do a lot better for you than somebody shooting some weird chemicals into you. Okay. And anybody who's saying, because I've been, I think steroids and testosterone are the same thing. Newsflash, they are. The only difference is, steroids are generally synthetic. Testosterone generally is a more biological source, like usually cows, I think. But it's still the same goddamn thing. It's the same effect, the same chemical composition. So for purposes of the discussion, steroids and same fucking thing. So don't try and portray me as some kind of ignorant. You're the moron who just said that. So you have absolutely no knowledge whatsoever. You have no interest in looking it up. And you really shouldn't say anything about this subject if that's your attitude. You got no say in this because you're an idiot. Because you're also probably, it'll just get, voice just get a little lower. No, it won't just get a little lower. It'll be destroyed. So I'm going to get off of that because I'll start naming names, and I'm not supposed to do that right now. So yeah. Normally I got my list of support. I might put them down later, but for now, all the list down there is just all the links to all the stuff I just quoted here. So yeah, don't go click on them yourself. And they're not some third. Oh, some so don't. No, that's the Mayo Clinic in there, the NHS. A lot of hard science shit in there. Okay. So go ahead, read them and weep. We'll talk at you later.